I'm contemplating the situation that we're in where there's so much political discord. And it's not easy. In my healing practice, I'm noticing a lot of people have tremendous amounts of anxiety. And I'm really concerned that this anxiety is not healthy. Short-term worry, short-term anxiety, can be very motivating and help us to act. But this long-term sense of fear and doom and worry is debilitating and has a physiological effect on all of our systems in our bodies. So it's important for us to find a way to navigate this very difficult world with a little more grace and ease. I have a friend, a young woman. She and I had a conversation. She has two friends on opposite sides of the political spectrum who are fighting with each other, and my friend is in the middle. And it's so uncomfortable for her. She doesn't want to take sides and ruin her friendships. She doesn't know what to do. So we had an interesting conversation, and in the end, it wasn't about politics at all, but it was about how do you hold on to your essential core self, that feeling of your own soul that is a place where you rest inside, your soul that's like connected to your higher self, and have some space between that and your thoughts and feelings and opinions and beliefs. Your thoughts, opinions, beliefs, all of that changes in the course of a long life. A lot of it changes. But that feeling of your higher self, your inner self, that doesn't change. Like that is a constant because it's kind of like a divinely illuminated essential part of you. In many spiritual traditions, they will talk about have witness consciousness. So that's like that little space between your feeling of your core self and your thoughts and opinions. I had a conversation with another friend who I've known for so many years, and we realized, we're on different ends of the spectrum on when it comes to one current event. We think differently. I love my friend dearly, and I believe in her goodness, and I believe she's so thoughtful and kind and just a wonderful person. And I'm aware that there are forces that be, there's a tremendous amount of money, time, and energy has gone into figuring out how to control behavior of humans, how to get us to buy certain things, how to get us to vote certain ways, and it filters through all the many, many media resources that we access. So when I'm talking to my friend, I framed it as, I notice that I resonate with this side of the argument. I notice that I feel more strongly about this part of the argument. I wonder, maybe it's because I grew up this way. That allows me to have that little space between my core self and her core self. And it's just a thought, an opinion, and a feeling. And honestly, on that topic, I am not an active participant in that issue. And so this is what I realize, that I am taking in media sources, and my beliefs are from that. And like a lot of us, I try to listen to media sources of various sides. I try to look at media sources where they're using a sense of logic and good mental processes to describe an issue. But, it's all quite fallible. And I think it's good to have a certain sense of humility that we don't know exactly what is going on in many situations. I think maybe if you have an area of expertise, maybe some other factors come into play. But so many of these things, we don't have areas of expertise, but we have allowed our thoughts and feelings to be manipulated. And, it happens to all of us. So let's just have a little humility about that. I had another friend who was very upset because her friend started to share how upset she was. And when my friend didn't join in with her upsetness about a political situation, this person got very angry with my friend for not confirming her extreme anxiety. And so my friend was vilified and she felt terrible. And this creates a lot of anxiety, that people will do things to get out of that anxiety. They will conform to certain things to get out of that terrible anxiety. And I don't feel like that's healthy. The healthiest way, I think, to navigate this is to come back to your practice of meditation, your practice of prayer, your practice of spending time in nature, your practice of taking care of your body and your spirit, so that you have a sense of yourself apart from the opinions of things that are actively manipulated in the media. We all know that there's a lot of effort to manipulate political things. Those people who have political power, dread losing it. They could go to jail, maybe. They could lose all their money. The people who are in political power don't want to lose it. The people that want to gain political power have a tremendous drive to gain that power. And we can be used to support one side or the other. You want to keep yourself strong. You want to keep yourself centered. And you want to, whenever possible, I know it's incredibly difficult sometimes, but you do the best you can to maintain your connections with your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers, your people in your community, people that do good work in your area. You want to maintain a sense of connection with them, because it's people in your immediate circle that help you in times of need. And also it feels good to help them in times of their need. And so it's this reciprocal giving and receiving that makes communities strong. If you are siloing yourself based on political opinions, that does weaken your community. And I would make an effort not to allow that to happen. Again, I know it's very hard. You just do the best you can. But no matter what, stay rooted in your sense of your deeper self, which is different than what side of a political argument you want. That is not your core self. Your core self is much deeper than that. I hope that's helpful.